John, you're still my hero. But you're also a piece of shit.
Oh, it's true. It's damn true.
John Cena and Cody Rhodes just had their first real head-to-head promo showdown since the beginning of their WrestleMania feud, and I could honestly say that it absolutely delivered. Heck, it even got me more hyped for their upcoming match. So in this video, I wanted to dissect the entire segment, looking at each argument from both men, and find out who really got cooked in this heated war of words. The segment kicked off with John Cena coming out to a chorus of boos as the London crowd serenaded him with John Cena sucks to the tune of his music, again proving why UK crowds are always awesome. He was about to verbally destroy every fan in attendance again like he's been doing for the past few weeks when suddenly Cody's music hits, and already this made the segment 100 times more interesting as we can't keep having the same retread of Cena cutting a 15 to 20 minute monologue and Cody only being there for the last 5 to remind people that he's still part of this feud. So Cody comes out, the WWE universe clearly behind him, shots Cena's strap before he could speak, and preemptively lists down all the ways he could get cooked by John. On top of that list of course is Stardust, which funny enough actually started the Stardust chant. Cody then pokes fun at his own neck tattoo and does the obligatory AEW reference, mentioning how he got booed out of the company that he helped create. He initially tries to appeal to the John Cena of old, claiming that he's been lying to all the fans about what he said before and that he still cares about them. Basically, this was Cody's attempt to get to the bottom of Cena's heel turn and understand why he really turned heel. And this is where we really got into the meat of this whole segment. Cena would fire back, saying that he wasn't planning on cooking Cody with his promo. No, he wants to bury him like everyone else before him. John tries to put an end to the age-old criticism from fans about burying talent, saying that he doesn't in fact bury talent because he is the talent and that he buries mediocrity instead. And look, while I do agree that John had good reason to quote-unquote bury mediocrity in the past, like maybe in the case of Ryback, Alex Riley, or Lord Tensai, are you going to really sit here and tell me that guys like Rusev, Bray Wyatt, Damian Sandow, Baron Corbin, Wade Barrett, and by extension the Nexus are all mediocre talent that didn't deserve to go over John? Heck, even Rey Mysterio at one point got buried by John Cena. Remember back in 2011 when CM Punk kayfabe left the company with the WWE title, so they had to hold a tournament to crown a new champion? Well, that tournament was won by none other than Rey Mysterio. And guess who decided to spoil that victory by getting himself booked into a title match against Rey that same night? Yup! John Cena and his golden shovel defeated a tired and broken down Rey just so they could brush the little guy off and focus on building up a rematch with the returning CM Punk. The very definition of getting over by your peers, and the saddest part was that John probably had enough pull behind the scenes to at least let Rey go home with that title. But no, I guess he had to bury mediocrity, and Rey Mysterio holding the WWE title counts as that. Going back, John Cena claims that Cody has manipulated his way to the top of the business and that his ego outmatches his ability. I'm sorry, but is he still talking about Cody here or himself? Cena then belittles Cody, calling him a chauffeur, and that it disgusts him how a slimy pickpocket who's done nothing but steal his secrets and ride his coattails became the top guy of the company. He also rips into the entire American Nightmare shtick about how he's too polished, too rehearsed, that it doesn't feel authentic anymore, comparing Cody to a Pied Piper who makes catchy tunes to trick people into loving mediocrity. He calls Cody a paid-by-numbers, sociopathic nepo baby who's so into himself he had his entire wrestling gimmick tattooed for the entire world to see, and vows to take the belt off him at WrestleMania, exposing him for what he truly is, and that's an errand boy who just got lucky. This tirade was enough to get fans to side with Cena, for the moment at least, and yeah, I do agree with some of the points he made, like with him saying that Cody is not being his true authentic self, that he's giving us a generic mix of every superstar he's ever loved and every TV show he likes. But if you think about it, isn't the stuff we like also a part of who we are as a person? Doesn't everyone at some point in their lives try to emulate or pull inspiration from other people or characters that they look up to? Yes, it could sometimes feel that Cody is trying too hard to carry himself like an old school champion. Maybe he comes off as a cookie cutter, white meat babyface to some, but I still think he sprinkles in enough of his own personality that it shines through in his promos and matches. And what really bothers me the most with what John Cena said is that if he really thought so lowly of Cody that he'd call him a mere chauffeur or an errand boy, then why'd he help him win the title in the first place? John must have been having some form of short-term memory loss from aging because just last year, he was one of the people in the ring, all giddy, celebrating Cody's title victory. But I digress. Cody then tries to end Cena with his rebuttal, going straight for the jugular by comparing himself to his predecessor and how he became WWE's golden boy because the people chose him, unlike John, who was obviously handpicked by he who shall not be mentioned, that being Vince McMahon. Rhodes also says that if anybody is a company creation, it's John, and definitely not him. Which I mean, where's the lie, bro? But Cody wasn't done spitting bars. He mentions how Cena didn't leave WWE better than when he found it. Rather, the only thing he did create was a bunch of disenfranchised fans that made it easy for guys like Cody to pack up his bags and go elsewhere. Again, going back to my point earlier, Cena undeniably carried the company on his back for nearly 2 decades. But let's not forget the pushes he destroyed along the way, some of whom even got organically over with fans like Damien Sandow, but never quite recovered again after being snuffed out by a raging Super Cena. Cody then asks Cena one simple question: which one of them sold his soul to The Rock? And right on cue, this elicits a "you sold out" chant. He ends his piece by saying that John is still his hero, but he is a piece of shit, which funny enough also got a POS chant from the London crowd. In response to this, Cena goes full on Thanos mode, claiming that nobody has been worthy enough to knock him off his pedestal, so he decided to do it himself. He criticizes Cody for having to leave WWE, whereas he decided to stay no matter how much garbage fans threw at him. And I mean, if I was forced by the company to wear a skin-tight bodysuit and face paint and call myself Stardust for 2 years, I'd start thinking about my chances elsewhere as well. Cena then delivers a dagger of a line to Cody, saying that he makes empires for billionaires, while all Cody has ever done is steal money from their kids. Man, I can't believe how savagely accurate that was. With AEW being in the dumps and all, Tony catching strays from John Cena was definitely not in my bingo card, but I'm all here for it. This was a clear point for Cena. So it seemed like this was going to be the mic drop ending for what has been an amazing promo battle thus far, with John Cena getting the last laugh. But Cody had one last trick up his sleeve, saying that in all his time as a professional wrestler, never once has the crowd chanted at him, "You can't wrestle." This obviously struck a nerve with John, who teased the fight with Cody, only to try and blindside him with a cheap shot and eat a crossroads for his efforts. The segment ends with Cody standing tall and raising his title over a fallen John Cena. I'll just go ahead and say it now, this will go down as one of the most important promos in wrestling history. Two of the top babyfaces of their generation going back and forth in a war of words. But with that being said, who really won this promo battle? Well, John Cena did make some interesting, albeit questionable points. I did find myself agreeing more on Cody's stuff, so I'd have to give the slight edge to him. It's rare seeing someone hang with John Cena in promos, let alone cook him at times, in my opinion at least. And he definitely deserves some credit in that, as he left this segment looking better than when he entered. Honestly though, the real winner here wasn't Cody or Cena, it was us, the fans, witnessing an absolute masterclass in promo work. This is the kind of intensity we needed for the main event of WrestleMania 41, and I'm definitely excited to see how this feud unravels in the coming weeks or even months after Mania. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and also consider subscribing. I know this was kind of a different format from what I usually do, so let me know if you'd like to see more of these in the future. That's it, peace.